From Zion Bank Stadium, it's senior night here. Salt Lake Academy taking on Copper Hills. Salt Lake Academy in navy blue and Copper Hills in white. Ball kicked up to midfield, trying to get over to Cooper. Copper Hills will recover it just before midfield on the right-hand side. That ball goes out of bounds. No, it's kept inbounds by Parker Johnson. Parker brings the ball over. His through ball is blocked by the defensive line, and it is reset back over to the keeper for Copper Hills. And now we have a special commentator.
Copper Hills bringing the ball on the left side. They kick it along to the winger. Brock clears that out. Gerald putting pressure there. Gerald putting pressure again, tries to make a tackle. Plays it over to the right side. Copper Hills on the attack. Beats Parker. Cuts in the box, crosses it, and it's cleared out by Brock. Henry beats his man, driving down the wing, taking his time. Plays it through pass to Cooper, who's chasing the ball, but Copper Hills recovers it and plays it back to their keeper. Back to their Copper Hills center back on the right side. Swings it over to their outside back, who switches it all the way back to the other center back. He's driving the ball on the left-hand side. Plays it to the midfield, who turns, attempts a through ball, and Jose picks it off and holds the ball. Plays a long ball up to Cooper, who's not there, and the Copper Hills keeper will recover the ball. Plays it off to their center back. Takes his time, plays it back to the other center back. He's dribbling up the left-hand side of the screen. Plays it back to the center back. Plays it back to the other center back. Just passing back and forth at this point. He's driving on the left-hand side of the, plays a long ball, and White recovers, playing it to the left-hand side, and Hassan was able to clear that one out. White throwing this in on the left-hand side, looking for options. Throws it in the middle, and Brock leaves it, and it's a goal kick. Yeah. Looks like Jose is going to be taking the goal kick. Places it down, plays to Brock. Brock takes a touch, plays it to Jett, who takes a touch and plays it to Hassan. Hassan back to Brock. Brock boots it out long, and the Copper Hills defense gets the ball. They play it into the midfield, back to the center back. He's taking his time. Plays it back over to the center back on the left side, who plays it all the way back to the keeper. The keeper swings it all the way to the right back. Plays it to the winger, but that was incomplete and goes out. Parker throws the ball to Tyler. Tyler dribbling, lays it back off to Parker. Parker turns back, plays it to Jose. Jose feigns a pass and plays it to Brock. Brock dribbling the ball, plays a long ball over to Tyler, but it's intercepted. Copper Hills plays a long ball, but Brock is able to control that one. But White recovers with it, but Jose gets it. Tyler takes a touch, plays a through ball over to Harper, but the center back of Copper Hills picks it off and plays it to the Copper Hills keeper, who plays it into the midfield. Dribbling, plays it back to the center back, plays it back to the midfielder, and swings it over to the left-hand side. He takes a touch, cuts back in, and plays it back to the center back. The center back swings it over to the right center back, who takes a touch forward, starts dribbling, keeps on dribbling, feigns a player. Now Gerald on defense, he beats him, and Jose makes a tackle, and Jett recovers it, plays it out to Harper, who has space and time, takes a touch forward, plays it over to Hassan. Hassan cuts into the left, plays Jett. Jett takes a touch forward, cuts it back, and plays it out wide to the right-hand side to Harper. Harper dribbling, about to beat his man, beats his man, plays it past to Tyler. Tyler with time, dribbles, plays it all the way wide to Henry. Henry takes a touch and crosses it long into the box. Hassan trying to get there, but it goes out for a corner.
And the Copper Hills keeper plays it off the 6-yard line to the left-hand side, back over to their left defenseman, who plays it back to the left back. Left back brings the ball up, kicks it up just past midfield, brought down by Copper Hills. Copper Hills has a 1-2 pass on the left wing, and Hassan is going to be able to get there, but Bryson boots that ball out of the stadium, and it will be White throw-in just a moment. White throws the ball in, about 30 yards out, brought down by White. White cuts to the inside, immediately challenged, is picked up by Henry. Henry just to the middle, swings it over to the right-hand side over to Tyler. Tyler crosses midfield, gets the ball over to Harper on the right-hand side. Harper lobs the ball intended for Cooper, and it's going to roll just on the outside of the box over to the Copper Hills keeper. Copper Hills plays it on the left-hand side. Up. And that ball is picked off by Harper, tackled away by White. Harper staying on it against the line. White keeps it inbounds in front of their own bench. White retreats back, goes back to their left wing, dancing along the line, and Hassan is able to knock it out of bounds just before midfield. Copper Hills throws it down the line. Hassan there again guarding, and a foul called against Hassan for holding, and it will be a free kick for White at the top of their middle third on the left-hand side. Right-footed kick going straight into the middle, headed up by Brock. White is able to get there first, topping it just before the 18-yard line. White again is able to get the first touch. Henry balancing, is able to get that ball through. Theatrics gets it over to Tyler. Tyler just before midfield, cuts back, slows things down, gives it over to Gerald. Gerald over to 14. 14 trying to go for Cooper, who was there, but it is picked up by the Copper Hills keeper, who rolls it directly to a center back a few yards outside of the box. Copper Hills brings it over to the left-hand side. It's scooped up by Hassan. Hassan up, and then it's intercepted there. It was intended for Brock. Jose is able to get that ball. White brings the ball down. White lobs the ball up high again. It is Parker who heads the ball, and it will go out of bounds. It will be Copper Hills throw-in.
Come on, Griffins!
White throws the ball in, and it is chipped up by Blue. Jett is able to win the tackle. Jett cuts back, lays it off over to Cooper, who's just past midfield to center. Cooper dispossessed by White, who resets all the way back to their keeper, who's a yard or two outside of the box. Ball played over to the right-hand side. Cut back, Cooper cutting off the passing lane, retreating back to the Copper Hills keeper, who plays it on the left-hand side now. Copper Hills maintaining possession, bringing the ball back over to the center back, who is at the top of their defensive third. Bottom of the middle third now on the right-hand side. Ball going back and forth between the defensive line. Cooper now pushing up, ball swung over to the far right-hand side. Parker's able to head that ball. Ball brought down by White. Nice touch. White again cycling the ball amongst their defensive line, all the way back to their keeper now. Ball played over to the left-hand side. Harper going up with a high press. White is able to get through. White lobs the ball on the left-hand side. Brock challenging for the ball. Copper Hills is able to bring it down. Luke into center. Jose gets the ball to Gerald. Gerald over to Hassan. Hassan brings the ball up over to Harper. Harper cuts the ball back, gets it over to Gerald. Gerald immediately pressed by White. Back over to Harper now. Harper shirks off a tackle, brings the ball through, and that is intercepted by White. Cooper challenging for the ball. Ball goes through, and a foul called against Cooper. It will be Copper Hills free kick at the bottom of the circle at midfield. ball in play on the ground to midfield. Ball swung over now to the right-hand side. Cut into the center. That was Henry challenging. Copper Hills now tries to start an attack from the left-hand side, playing farther wide left. That pass is intercepted there by Hassan. Hassan under pressure. White is able to regain control. White swings it over, and it is Jose who's able to lob that ball up back high. Ball going all the way back to the keeper, who gives it to his center back on the right-hand side. Ball again being cycled amongst the center backs. Copper Hills now bringing the ball up on the left-hand side just past midfield and trying to enter the attacking third. Jett and Tyler challenging for the ball. Ball crossed into the center. Brock is able to get a toe on it. And Gerald is able to clear that ball out with his right foot. It's going to go all the way to midfield, brought down by White. Henry gets a toe on it too. Harper. Cooper resets back over to Jose. Jose feigns a pass back over to Brock, keeps the ball over on the left-hand side over to Parker. Parker slots the ball to the right-hand side over to Gerald. Gerald now at the bottom of his defensive third, swings the ball on the right-hand side over to Harper. Harper just before sliding, no, and it will be goal kick for Copper Hills. That was a good sign there that Copper Hills is able to, that Salt Lake Academy is able to get that ball down through. Ball put into play, intercepted by Hassan. Hassan lays it off over to Harper. Harper back over to Gerald. Gerald takes a couple of touches, gives it back over to Hassan, who lets it roll down the right-hand side. Hassan in the attacking third, about 15 yards out, goes down against the line, crosses it over, and it goes into the arms of the Copper Hills keeper, who immediately rolls it out to the right-hand side. Come on, Henry! Copper Hills bringing the ball past midfield on the right-hand side, gets through Parker, and it will be Jose challenged. Jose bringing the ball in, leaves it up, gets it over to Jett. Jett dispossessed by White, and Parker is able to get through. Parker challenging for the ball. White in the attacking third, ball crossed over, and it's going to be a little bit too heavy, and it will roll over to the far right-hand side for Hassan to pick up. Hassan gets the ball over to Parker, or Harper. Harper to Cooper, back over to Harper, just past midfield on the right-hand side. Harper, his pass is deflected, kept inbounds by White, and now White at the bottom of the middle third. They elect to reset back to their center back, and the ref calls a timeout. There's an injured Copper Hills player in the attacking third on the right-hand side. And the injured player is able to get up, and he's trotting over to the other side, getting subbed out. And play will resume here momentarily. Ball will be given to Copper Hills. Salt Lake Academy played Copper Hills early in the season. It went all the way to Pens, and SLA lost, so they're looking to get some revenge tonight. Ball back into play now on the left-hand side, just at midfield. Copper Hills takes a couple of touches. Tyler trying to block off the passing lane. White resetting back to their left back, playing it up through. That pass is intercepted by Harper. White will recover though. White trying to get it over. Henry almost got there, intercepted by Tyler. Tyler to Cooper. Cooper tried to get back over to Tyler, wasn't there. White is able to bring it down. White clearing it out of their defensive third, gets over to Brock. Brock to Gerald, not there. White will recover though. White looking to come back into the center, and a foul called against Gerald, and it will be another free kick for Copper Hills just before midfield on the left-hand side. Copper Hills plays it on the ground, keeping the ball short, working on the left-hand side, still in the middle third, playing the ball back to dead center. White now bringing the ball up at the top of the circle. They play it over on the right-hand side now. White slots it down the right channel. Parker's there to challenge. Parker, no, White will get the ball, slot it over in the center. Jett, now no, the ball on the left-hand side. Hassan through now inside the box, streaking in. White, a clean sliding tackle by Brock, who gets it out over to Harper. Harper against the left line, gets it out of their defensive third and trying to get it over to Cooper. White will get there first, and they get it up. They tap it back over the way to their keeper. This allows time and space for SLA to get back into their shape. Cooper still up at the top of the box. White now bringing the ball up into their middle third. Copper Hills intercepted by Gerald on his back heel. He's able to recover, gets the ball over to Parker. Parker to Henry. Henry still with the ball, and a foul called against Copper Hills. It will be a free kick for the Griffins. Ball kicked up quickly, and it looks like the ref is having some words. It was put into play quickly. It was blocked by the player who was standing in front of the ball. No yellow card given, just a warning most likely. And so it will be and Coach Greg talking with the ref. Looks like a caution was given first. So it'll be Jose. Plays the ball over to the right-hand side over to Brock. Brock at the bottom is middle third on the right-hand side. Slots it over to Hassan at midfield on the right. Hassan past midfield. Plays it up in the center. Intercepted by White. White. Pass is intercepted. White challenged by Gerald. White is able to get a through ball on the left-hand side. No runners though, and it'll be Bryson who gets the ball. He plays it over to Hassan on the right-hand side, bottom of the defensive third. Ball chipped up just before midfield, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be blue throw-in. And a couple of substitutes for both teams. It looks like RJ coming in for Cooper. And it will be Hassan who will be throwing the ball in here momentarily. Hassan trying to get it over to RJ. White. RJ gets a toe on it, gets it over to Jett. White will recover. White then clears it out of that space, chested down. White will maintain the ball on the left-hand side just past midfield. White now in the attacking third. A through ball blocked by Jose. And Hassan gets the ball over to Jett. Jett over to the right-hand side, over to Harper. Harper against the line, looking for options. Gets the ball back over to Hassan. Hassan in traffic over to Brock. Loose ball in the box, shot, and will be stopped by Bryson. Bryson drop kicks the ball. Goes past midfield, trying to get over to RJ. It'll be Henry who with the nice touch. Henry looking to cut back, challenged, gets the ball over to Jett. Jett swings it over to the right-hand side over to Hassan. Hassan down the right channel over to Harper. Harper looking for a pass option, not there. Gives the ball over to Hassan against the wall. Hassan back over to Harper, and White will get there. And a foul called against Harper deep in the defensive third of Copper Hills. A right-footed kick. It'll be headed up by White. White will get it headed away by Parker. Parker, Henrich is able to chest it, being pushed. No foul called, ball dislodged. White will maintain possession. Ball gets through on the left-hand side. And White cutting in. Brock dislodges the ball, gets it over just at the top of the box, and it's going to go wide right. And SLA having trouble on the defensive side. Copper Hill starting to build build momentum and finding options and creating chaos in their attacking third. Bryson at the 6-yard line plays the ball over to the left, over to Jose. Jose feigns the pass, regains composure, gets the ball over to the left-hand side. It's headed up by White, headed again by the same player, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Griffin throwing just before midfield on the left-hand side. Parker throws the ball down the left hand to Tyler. Tyler looking for help, gets the ball back over to Jose. Jose laterally passes over to Brock on the right-hand side, now at the bottom of the middle third on the right. Brock chips the ball up on the right-hand side, looking for RJ. White is going to get there first. RJ challenging. The ball is kept inbounds by White against the line. Harper is able to challenge White at their 18-yard line, now on the right-hand side. Play it over to the left. RJ still chasing the ball down. White still in their defensive third. Gets the ball up to the bottom of the middle third on the right-hand side. Plays the ball into the center. White retreating back just a bit, now keeping the ball on the right-hand side, and a through ball is going to make it through. Feigned pass again by Jose. Jose with his right foot tries to get it up to RJ, brought down by White. White elect to reset the ball back to their keeper. 18-yard line, RJ pressing. White now the left center back on the left-hand side, bringing the ball up into the middle third. That pass is intercepted by Hassan. Hassan trying to get it to RJ, who's outpaced by White. And they elect to kick the ball out of bounds on the right-hand side at the 18-yard line. It'll be blue throw in. An opportunity to have the ball in the attacking third. Hassan gets the ball back over to Harper. Harper over to Gerald. Gerald right-footed on the ground. Pass deflected. Gerald still challenging. In the box, it's RJ. No, White is able to clear that ball out. It'll be a throw in right by the corner flag on the right-hand side. Hassan to Gerald. Gerald settles the ball down, turns the ball back over to Harper. Harper plays the ball further back over to Brock on the right-hand side. His clearance is blocked, and it will be recovered by Brock, who gets it to the left-hand side over to Jose. Jose before midfield, over to Parker. Parker to Henry. That pass is intercepted. Copper Hills now on their counterattack on the right-hand side. The ball goes just behind the player, and it'll be blue throw in at the top of their defensive third. Parker throws the ball in on the left-hand side. White is able to get there first, but Henry plays the ball over to the far right-hand side. Harper, there's time and space. Harper's able to get that ball. Looking inside the box, lays it off, and it's cleared out by White. It'll be the first corner kick of the game. It'll be the Griffins corner kick. And they're looking to see who's going to take the kick. It looks like it's going to be Henry going over there. Formation is different than it has been in the past, or the players who are in those positions. So I think there was a bit of hesitation there on who would be taking the kick. It is Henry who takes up the mantle. He places the ball down on the right-hand side, gives the signal. Right-footed kick. Jett is able to connect it. It just goes wide right. That's a nice opportunity there and a chance for the Griffins. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be goal kick here momentarily as the Copper Hills team elects to make a few substitutions. Copper Hills from the 6-yard line plays it to the left-hand side. RJ running over there to challenge. The ball now at the bottom of the middle third on the left. Copper Hills plays it into the center, challenged by Gerald. Ball still maintained by White and Harper on defense. Gerald challenging. White still with the ball. Jett putting some pressure, forcing White to reset back all the way to their keeper, who's a yard or two outside of the box. He plays it from the right-hand side now. Ball played over, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be an opportunity. Parker will be throwing the ball into the top of their middle third on the left-hand side. To Tyler. Tyler brings the ball down, elects to give it back over to Jose. Jose laterally to Brock. Brock at the bottom of the circle. Now bring it up to midfield. And he chips the ball up over the far right-hand side. It's headed down, brought down by Harper. Harper looking for help down the right-hand side. Harper, challenge, taking on 3, looking to cross the ball, cuts back against the line. No foul called. And White is able to clear the ball out. And it is cleared up by Brock, headed away by White, and it will be blue throw-in at about 15 yards out on the right-hand side. Hassan will be throwing the ball in. He throws it up top over to Tyler, the top corner. He's able to get his head, but White is able to clear that ball out, and Parker is chasing it down, able to recover before midfield. Parker on the left-hand side, streaking on the left, able to beat his man, staying up on his feet, looking to cross, no. Cuts back on the left-hand side, tries to get it over to Henry, intercepted by White. Henry now on defense, trying to keep the ball in the defensive third for White. White loses the ball. Henry on the left-hand side, now against the line, and dispossessed. It'll be Parker throwing the ball in. About 18 yards out on the left-hand side, he likes to throw the ball back over to Gerald. Gerald against the left line, plays the ball back all the way to Jose just before midfield, who plays it over to Brock. Brock plays it farther wide right to Hassan in front of the white bench. Hassan bringing the ball more into the center, challenge, trying to get it up over to RJ. White intercepts the ball now at the midfield on the left-hand side. Jett challenging for the ball, trying to cut off the angle. Hassan recovers, gets back, ball played into the center. It'll be Jose who gets the ball. Right-footed pass over to Tyler just before midfield. Tyler looking for help, cuts back into the center, bringing on the White. Tyler still with the ball, passes it off over to Parker. Parker on the left over to Henry. Henry against the left line, cuts back. No foul called, and there's the foul. And it is going to be Henry who draws the foul. It'll be White free kick just past midfield on the left-hand side. Tyler coming over to consult with Coach Greg, give his analysis of what's happening so far. You can see at the bottom right corner, a couple of Griffin substitutes waiting in the wings. Parker will be taking the free kick. He plays the ball over to the right-hand side over to Brock. Brock plays it farther right to Hassan, just past midfield. Hassan down the right channel, trying to get over to RJ. Not there. White kicks the ball out, and the call is White throwing at midfield. And a couple of Griffins coming on now. Tyson coming on, and Alek coming on in the midfield. Henry coming off, and Jett coming off. White throws the ball down on the ground. Tyler there to be there, and it is rolled out of bounds by White. Hassan quickly picks the ball up, looking down the passing lane, trying to get over to RJ, uses his chest, brings it down against the line, gets it over to Hassan. Hassan back over to Brock. Brock gives the ball back over to Bryson. Bryson at the 18-yard line. Plays a softball over to Brock. Brock about 25 yards out now. Right-footed pass on the ground. Gets it up over to RJ. RJ to Gerald. Gerald plays the ball back over to the left-hand side over to Jose. Jose plays it wide left. Parker just before midfield. One touch over to Tyler. Tyler now entering the attacking third. A through ball on the left-hand side to Tyson is cleared away by White. Good try, Tyler. And Parker throws the ball in over to RJ. RJ is able to bring it down into the center, recovered by Alek. Alek on the left-hand side, unable to connect with Tyson. And it will be White throw-in from their own defensive third on the right-hand side. And it looks like White is going to take this opportunity to make a couple of substitutions as well, cycling their players through. White from their defensive half brings the ball down. Gerald recovers. Gerald plays the ball over to Tyson on the left. Tyson soul rolls the ball over, taking on 3, and is dispossessed. White resets back all the way to their keeper, who will settle the ball down. RJ challenging, no. The ball goes through the left-hand side, and Hassan will get there, recover. Hassan in traffic is dispossessed. White now with the ball at midfield. Ball played into the middle. White now on their attack on the prowl. Ball into the attacking third on the right-hand side. Parker now playing defense. Parker slows him down. White will maintain possession of the ball. Chipped up into the box, and Bryson's there to scoop it up. Bryson rolls the ball out to the left-hand side to Jose. Jose with his right foot gets the ball over to Tyson. Tyson one touch to Parker. Parker over to RJ. RJ's able to make contact. The ball is kept in bounds by RJ and is called back by the ref. It'll be White throwing the ball in from the defensive third on the right-hand side. They like to throw the ball into the center. Settled down by White. Bear gets through a couple of players. Parker able to dislodge the ball. White will recover with it though. Alek challenging. White resetting back to their defensive line. White keeping it on the left-hand side in front of their own bench. White. Gerald challenging, and no foul call is recovered by Alek. Alek over to Tyler. Tyler trying to get it over to RJ, too soft. And a foul called against Alek. It will be White's free kick at the top, or sorry, the bottom of their middle third at the center of the pitch. Ball played on the ground laterally to the left-hand side. Now in front of their own bench, White plays the left line. Hassan there on defense. White at the top of their middle third on the left-hand side now, trying to get into the attacking third. Ball dislodged. Brock gets it to Hassan, and Hassan clears the ball out. It'll be White throw-in at the top of their attacking third on the left-hand side. White throws it down the line. Hassan shields the ball and is going to let it roll all the way out through, and a foul called against White. Hassan gives the signal. Ball kicked up over the heads of the midfield. White brings the ball down on the left-hand side now. Brock challenging. The ball gets through, and Bryson will be able to pick the ball up. Yeets it over to the left-hand side, over to Tyson. Tyson with a bit of space, and Tyson at midfield gives it the ball over to Alek. Alek gives it to Tyler, who was called offsides. White plays the ball on the ground on the left again, just like they did last time. They reset back to their keeper. Keeper a yard or two outside of the box. RJ hustling to try to get the ball, slows the ball down. Ball played over the left-hand side, the left center back for White. White now at the bottom of their middle third on the left-hand side. Just before midfield, they're able to complete a pass. White against the left-hand side. Harper and Hassan are there. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Griffin throw-in at the top of their defensive third on the right. Hassan, his ball thrown in, headed away by White. Ball played over to Gerald. Gerald with a man on from behind. Gerald is able to get the ball out, but White will recover. And a foul called against Copper Hills off of the ball, and so it will be a free kick for the Griffins just before midfield on the right-hand side. Hassan with the free kick, lobs it up, headed away by White, and it'll be brought down by Jose. Jose at the top of the middle third, plays over to the left-hand side over to Parker. Parker over to Jose. Jose switching the field over to the right-hand side, inside the box, intended for Tyler, but it is scooped up by the Copper Hills keeper, and it will be a right-footed drop kick on the left-hand side. Brock able to get there first. White brings the ball down on the left. Hassan, no, that's Alek, challenges to Harper. Harper to Alek. Alek gets the ball to RJ. RJ in traffic, plays the ball in the center over to Tyler. Tyler over to the right-hand side over to Harper. Harper in the attacking third. Ball crossed over, intended for Tyson, brought down by White and cleared out by White. And Parker is able to head the ball over to Jose. Jose resets the ball back over to Bryson, who's a few yards outside of the box. Bryson gives the ball over to Brock. Brock at the bottom of the middle third on the right-hand side. Brock slows the ball down and gives it over to Jose at center field at the bottom of the center. Right-footed kick over to the left-hand side, intended for Parker. Parker is called offsides. Momentum building for the Griffins. They're starting to find the passing lanes and channels. Need to work on the offsides, though. And it looks like it will be White free kick from the spot of the offsides. Ball back in play. White cycling the ball around. White gives the ball back to their keeper. RJ trying to block the channel. And White on the left-hand side, bottom of the middle third on the left, keeps it on the left. Harper and Hassan are there to slow the progress for White. Ball chipped up over. Brock is able to connect, headed by Tyler. Tyler to Tyson, who heads the ball. Oh, and White is able to get there first, headed down by Alek, trying to get to Tyson again. White slows the ball down on the left. White at the bottom of the middle third, looking for options. At the top, bottom of the circle on the left-hand side, blocked by Harper. White slowing the ball down, keeping it on the left-hand side over the defensive line, and Brock is able to clear that ball up high, and it will go Harper. Harper using his body, gets a toe on it over to RJ. RJ turns back over to Alek. Alek over to Harper. Harper on the right-hand side. Harper slows the ball down, lays it off over to Hassan. Hassan crossing the ball over to RJ! Stopped at the goal, and it goes in! RJ with the goal! Putting SLA up 1-0.
Goal! RJ Wilson!
A couple of substitutes will be coming on. Number 10, Ryder, and number 6, Branson. It looks like it is going to be Hassan who comes off, and Harper, who is critical in keeping that play alive. He will be coming off the pitch now. Copper Hills with the kickoff, right-footed over to the left-hand side, headed up by the defense, brought down by Tyler. Tyler gives the ball over to Jose. No, Branson. Branson over to Tyson. Tyson on the left-hand side in the center over to, intended for Tyler or Branson. White now on the counterattack on the left-hand side, cuts back in. Tyson there, ball dispossessed and cleared out, deflected, and a foul called, offsides, called against White.
Come on, Griffin!
Griffins hoping to get into halftime with the lead. Bryson will be taking the kick from about the penalty marker on slight left. Right-footed kick. That ball's going to go all the way past midfield. Headed down by RJ. Recovered by Alek. Alek on the left-hand side over to and now over to Tyson. And Tyson is called offsides. I believe that's the third or fourth offsides call so far this half. It only shows that the Griffins are hungry to get that ball back in play. Ball reset back over to the keeper. RJ with renewed energy on the left-hand side slows things down, bringing the heat. Ball played over to the left-hand side now for Copper Hills. Copper Hills from the bottom of their middle third on the left, left-footed pass, It is brought down, no handball called. Gerald challenging. Gerald somehow gets there, and a foul. And a little bit of a scrum there by Gerald and the Copper Hills player. Ref calling for both players to come over. He's going to have a quick discussion with them. Play did stop. The clock stopped. And a yellow card issued to Copper Hills, as well as Gerald. So Tate will be coming on. Ball was awarded, it looks like, to the Griffins. It is going to be Brock who will be taking the free kick. Just under 3 minutes left in the first half. Griffins up 1-0 on senior night.
Come on, Griffins!
Brock plays the ball over to the left-hand side of Jose just before midfield. Jose touches the ball with his right foot, plays it over to Tyson, and it goes out of bounds. It will be White now who's looking to capitalize. They throw the ball down the left-hand side. Tyson hustling to get there. It'll be another White throw-in just before midfield, or just after midfield, sorry. White throws the ball down the middle over the head of Tate and cleared out by the defensive line. White is recovering at the bottom of the circle at midfield on the left. RJ challenging for the ball, forcing the ball to go all the way back to the keeper. Keeper chips the ball up in the center. And White clears the ball out over to the right-hand side. It will be 31 who gets there first, over to Branson. Branson, left-footed kick intended for RJ. RJ is able to make it. RJ on the left-hand side, dispossessed. White now on the right-hand side, just past midfield. Branson fouls the player, and it'll be White free kick just past midfield on the right-hand side.
Come on, Griffins!
Signal given, run up to the ball. It'll be right-footed, slotted up into the center, just outside the box. Headed away by the Griffin defense. Ryder is able to get that ball. And White challenging Alek, looking to get there. White is getting there in the top of the left-hand side, just outside of the box. Bryson sliding in to get there. And it'll be Bryson looking for different options. Bryson drop kicks the ball. It's going to go past midfield, bouncing over to Tyson. Ball headed up again. White getting the ball up, headed away by Alek, headed back and forth. And it is Jose who gets the ball just over Tyson's head. RJ challenging, and it is kicked out of bounds. The call is White throw-in. White throws the ball in. It'll be brought down by Alek. White will recover, though. White putting the ball into the center. It gets past his man. Alek is there, and he gets it over to Brock. And Brock kicked that ball intended for RJ. Was not there, and the Copper Hills keeper with his right foot drop kicks the ball up high. It's going to go over to the right-hand side, brought down by Branson, and who's foul called against Branson. The ref giving Coach Greg an explanation of his decision. Just under 15 seconds left in the first half. Copper Hills with an opportunity to put the ball in the box.
Come on, Griffin!
Ref gives the whistle. Clock starting. Run up to the ball. Right-footed, medium height. Headed out. And White is going to get there. Ball brought down by Tyson. Tyson challenge, no, gets through by White. And that ball is going to roll out. And it is the halftime now. The score 1-0 in favor of the Griffins.